Samira is so much fun, and well, maybe because she's really strong. Welcome gamers, my name is Nathan Ng, here back with another list of best champions to pick up right now. The meta is constantly changing, and you guys might be thinking about picking up a new champion to end the season strong. Well, we have compiled the perfect list for you today to help you guys choose that champion that we think is worth picking up. We've accounted for things like how easy this champion is to pick up, how good the champion is when blind picked, and the overall strength in the meta for this list, so we don't expect you all to put in more than a dozen games to bring them out into solo queue. So we're going to be tackling the question of the day, and that is, what are your initial thoughts on Samira? I'm sure that many of you guys have watched a couple of Samira gameplay and maybe our videos on our thoughts. The general consensus is that she is extremely strong, but we don't really know how she'll perform when she's played in solo queue at all ranks. Just let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to check us out on ProGuides.com. We are always helping you guys with any questions regarding how to carry in solo queue, how to master champions, and how to keep your mental in great shape. For me personally, I do love going for a jog or getting some boba, but right now jogging with the mask is pretty difficult. We have a bunch of pro and high level ELO players ready to give you guys live lessons and individual coaching lessons that will help you guys rank up faster than normal. Also right now we currently have a giveaway for a free ProGuides VOD review. We're going to be picking 3 lucky winners, and all you guys have to do to enter is to make a free ProGuides account and enter through the giveaway tab in our Discord server. Anyway, don't waste time on being hard stuck for this season. Sign up now and start improving. So starting off the list, we wanted to put Samira because we think that if you guys play a couple games and have a decent understanding of how the champion works, then you'll be able to rack up some free LP because we think that her numbers on release are pretty bonkers. Personally, I think it's pretty hard to play this champion and practice her because she will probably be banned in draft pick. By being familiar with how much damage her skills and combos do by limit testing, and also knowing your ins and outs during team fights, you'll be able to abuse the pick against those who don't really fully understand her kit and overall damage output. We think that she is a harder champ to pick up compared to the rest of the picks, but because she is new and her numbers are quite strong in release, we really think that it won't hurt to pick her up and see if you can have any success with her. That is, if you can get her in your roster. Who knows, you might be the next challenger's Samira one trick. But there's also a chance that you might find yourself hard in seeing every single game that you pick with her, but like we just said, it's limit testing. We put her first on the list because we think that she could be played in the bot lane, as well as any of the solo lanes. I would definitely give her a shot. You want to take Essence Weaver into IE, into Phantom, into Black Cleaver, Death Dance, and Berserkers. And we're going to be putting her runes on the screen right now. Our first pick for top lane is GAREN. He definitely has one of the simplest kits in the game and has pretty good numbers for his abilities to make him a pretty strong pick right now. He is quite on the stronger side even as a blind pick, as he can go 50-50 in most matchups if you play it right, and has many good matchups against the current popular meta champs in the top lane. A couple of tips to help you guys get started with this champion is to first master the timing on his W and understand which windows to take when trading. GAREN's W is an extremely strong spell because of how much damage reduction and tenacity that you instantly get after activating the ability. The damage reduction only lasts for 0.75 seconds, so getting the timing right on blocking the hard-hitting spells is crucial for finding success with this pick. Also, what separates a good GAREN from a bad GAREN is knowing the windows for trades or all-ins. The bread and butter combo that you want to constantly look for is an auto attack into Q, reset into E, while using your W to block any incoming CC or hard-hitting spells. You want to take Berserkers, Triforce, Phantom, Deadman's Plate, Death Dance, and GA. Of course, you want to switch some of these items around depending on the opponent you're facing, but these are just kind of a good baseline. We're going to be putting the runes on the screen right now before we go on to our next pick. So, Malphite is our second pick for the top lane. There are a bunch of tank top laners that are in a really good position now, but we think that this Rock Buddy Malphite is the easiest to pick up and can impact the games the best. Pick him up if you want to get your opponent stuck between a rock and a hard place, and sometimes both of those are you. Similar to GAREN, he has quite the simple kit and is easy to play because of that. How you can effectively impact games with this pick is to take favorable trades and any melee champions that rely mostly on auto attacks and look for those game-winning ultimates during the team fights. Your E pretty much makes any auto attacking champion useless for a couple of seconds, so if a Jax or an Aurelia jumps on you, you can simply start off by using your E and then auto into your W for a free trade. If you can zone off your opponents from CS and maintain a good CS per minute yourself, you'll become an unkillable rock in the mid game and then pretty much make it so that you can secure the late game. I'll tell you what, the enemy ADC will not be able to play the game at all. We're going to be putting the rune page on the screen before we go on to our builds. We're going to be taking Ninja Tabby, Sunfire, Frozen Gauntlet, Thornmail, Abyssal Mask, and Frozen Heart. Take another look at these top lane builds one more time to make sure that you got everything. So NUNU has been quite strong for a while now, and we still think that they are really strong, including WILLUMP. We believe that he is extremely easy to pick up and can find success really easily in pretty much any ranked bracket. The two main reasons why are because NUNU does not require a lot of mechanical skill, and not a lot of people ever respect the NUNU snowballing into their lane. You pretty much want to repeat gank over and over until the opposing team wants to AFK because their jungler is not matching the NUNU ganks and his clears. If the laner has no escape tools and is in the middle of the lane, snowballing pretty much ensures that you get a flash or possibly a kill. The crazy part is, a bunch of ganks still work even if you somehow miss your snowball because your chomp and snare almost guarantee a kill. With that in mind, the rest of his kit is extremely forgiving throughout the entire game, as his snare is almost always guaranteed if you manage to get in range. Also, you can stay relatively healthy throughout your whole clear with your chomp healing, and you can secure dragons with that true damage and smite. In teamfights, you literally can just press R and offer your whole team a whole bunch of peel. You guys know the drill, the runes are on the page, and we're going to be taking Cinderhulk, Mercs, Deadmans, Spirit Visage, Stoneplate, and Randuin's. Warwick is another pick that is quite forgiving as a jungler. Similar to NUNU, he doesn't have any health issues when clearing because of his passive and Q healing. You can also look for any skirmishes in the river with almost full HP. Along with being healthy, you win most matchups against melee champions because of your natural tankiness from your W and being able to keep DPSing while they are feared after reactivating the spell. You want to typically clear 3 camps along with your blue and red, and whatever side you finish on, you want to look to gank the closest lane. This is typically the lane where you can run down the opponent with Blood Hunt passive from your W. Try to get an early gank off because you can snowball really hard with this pick as you become unkillable while being able to deal a buttload of damage. One combo that you should keep in mind when fighting is to start by auto attacking, followed by using your W for the full duration into fear, and then finishing the combo off with your ultimate towards the end of the fear duration. You want to build Titanic, Cinderhulk, Triforce, Spirit Visage, Thornmail, and Deadmans. Here's a review of the jungle builds one more time. Starting off, our mid lane pick is Rumble. He recently got his Q buffed and has a crazy win rate at 55% right now. This isn't really a surprise to anyone, and this champion is kind of off the walls. We think that this pick is quite good because the opposing team won't really know if Rumble is going top or mid, and he has a bunch of favorable matchups in both lanes. Starting Doran's shield allows you to soak up a ton of early game damage and harass, as you pretty much win the short trades when you reach level 3 with proper heat management. This champion is a little bit unique with his heat mechanic and his long range ultimate, but we do believe that this champion is quite forgiving in lane, as you don't really have to think about your mana consumption, and then you can just win trades by simply walking up and using your flame spitter and using your shield on a short duration. One tip for you viewers is to maintain your heat around 50 to 60 because you deal way more damage with the passive above 50 heat, and also because you can overheat and start bashing your opponents if you use all your spells at once when you go for that all in. Another tip is to forget about killing your opponents when you reach level 6 and simply hard shove the waves and then look for roams in other lanes. Rumble excels at roams and dives because of his long range ultimate and his scrap shield to move faster to the lanes and then tank turret shots. Try a couple of games with this champion and see how you like him. You want to build Leandry's, Sorcerer's Shoes, Zhonya's, Rabadon's, Morello's, and Void Staff. We're going to be putting the rune page on the screen right now. We had to include LS's favorite champion in this list because we agree. She's a really good champion to pick up if you want to learn the game fundamentals. With that being said, she has been seeing a lot of success in solo queue recently, and we think it's because that there's a rise in popularity towards melee champions like Zed and Sylas. Annie is really good into these picks because she can effectively zone them off the wave with her long range and then with her point and click stun. In addition, it is extremely easy to set up ganks with her stun and good wave management. Using that lane control and any lead you may get, you may want to spread that by roaming to the side lanes and then looking to flank or a dive, as your whole combo will deal a ton of damage and secure you the kill. Even if you do not play mid, she is also the perfect autofill champion because her kit is insanely easy to master. You want to build Luden's, Sorcerer's Shoes, Rabadon's, Morello's, Zhonya's, and Void Staff. Let's go ahead and take out those mid builds one more time. Alright, we didn't really include Samira in the ADC list because we already mentioned her previously, and she can be played almost anywhere. So for the ADC, we're going to be starting off with Jhin. Jhin is a really good pick right now because Caitlyn and Senna just got a little nerf, so he can match up against those picks a little bit better. Although we aren't 100% sure where he stands in the current meta, we know that he is definitely a strong pick with not many picks that hard counter him. With that being said, his playstyle is quite simple, as you always want to look for that bouncing grenade onto enemy champions and pressuring them off with your 4th shot available. You can also look for small trades into an all-in with your W snare and your follow-up support. The one thing that you want to watch out for when picking this champion is to not get caught out because you have no mobility spells. You do, however, have an insane amount of movement speed after finishing Swifties combined with fleet footwork, so make sure you sharpen up your juking skills before you pick up Jen. You want to build Storm Razor, Swifties, Rapid Fire Cannon, IE, Phantom, and Mercurial Scimitar. Ashe made it as our second pick for the ADC because of her overall strength, utility that she offers, and of course, how easy this champion is to pick up. She has a higher than average attack range as well as her auto slowing, so it is super easy to kite with this champion. With that being said, you want to use your attack range advantage as well as your long range W to its full potential by constantly poking whenever you see the opportunity. And then when you see an opening, look for a kill with your ultimate. During the mid to late game stages of the game, you want to utilize her ult by picking off people when an objective is up so you can easily secure it. One other way to use your ult is to simply use it to give yourself an advantage when you duel people and also be able to self-peel against some assassins or bruisers. There isn't much else to talk about for this pick, but one final tip that we have to give you guys is to remember to use your hawkshot to confirm where the jungler is or to see if you're getting ganked by the mid laner. You want to build Blade of the Rune King, Berserkers, Runins, IE, Death Stance, and PD. In any case that you missed those, here are those ADC builds one more time. So, even with all the Lux nerfs, she's still pretty strong right now. Maxing your W and taking Guardian pretty much means that you can win any skirmish that you take, whether it be in lane or for a quick trade in the jungle, possibly fighting for that Scuttle Crab. Not only that, you can exert a ton of pressure with your Q followed up by full combo that can almost one-shot any squishy when you reach level 6. This is extremely strong if you roam around as well, as you can kill the mid and jungle. You can also look for a Q while sitting in the fog of war, and if you manage to land it, then you can use your full combo to simply get a kill, or then force them to take a bad recall. If you manage to get fed early, you can opt out of some of the support items and build a bunch of AP. This way you can 1v9 even as a support because you can one-shot people during the mid to late game and catch them off. In addition, having more AP means that your shield is even stronger, and there's just 2 procs for the W, and all we can say is that, well, it's just super good. You want to take Relic Shield, Athene's, Lucidity Boots, Ardent Sensor, Redemption, and Rabadons. And for our last pick of this video, we have Sona. Although she is a strong pick, we don't really recommend picking her if her opposing support is playing anything with a hard engage like Leona or Nautilus. But if you do manage to pick this into a support like Braum or Tahm Kench, then you're going to have the easiest laning phase in your life. By picking up Sona, you're going to give your AD an extremely easy time to scale into the mid and late game. Sona has a bunch of utility that is effective in different situations, but the champion is quite easy to pick up, needing only a couple of practice games at most. Your mid game is where you shine the most, as you can offer your team heals and movement speed, or you can just deal a bunch of damage with the Q and auto if they don't really need it. With that being said, your ultimate is the ultimate playmaking spell, and you can win games off of it alone. Landing a nice ultimate on multiple targets to lock them up, and then utilizing your other spells to finish them off as a team is the equation for success. Another reason why she is good right now is that a lot of champions with good range or poke are in the meta, such as ASHE or Caitlyn. Sona's heal and her ability to deal a ton of poke damage herself with her Q and autos allow her to negate a lot of their lane bullies' capabilities, or to maybe even strengthen them. If Lux is banned or if the opposing team is picking a passive support, then I guarantee you that Sona is the perfect pick. You want to take Spell Thieves, Athene's, Moby's, Ardent, Redemption, and Soul Stealer. And now, before we go, here's a recap of the support builds. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our list of champions that you guys should consider picking up in the current meta. Make sure to give us a visit at ProGuides.com and don't forget to sign up for our giveaway. Again, my name is Nathan Ng. I hope you guys stay safe, I hope you guys stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. Peace.